welcome back to the third episode of the Little Pink Room podcast. I am your host, Jasmine.
And I'm your co-host Ernesto.
Thank you guys so much for choosing to watch and listen to us for a third week in a row. Today's episode is Please Don't Go. So, this one is going to be dedicated to anybody with any sort of daddy issues, abandonment issues, trust issues. So let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
So, as you know, we've told you guys a little bit about our story, like our childhood growing up. Obviously, Sir over here has no abandonment issues, but I do. And I feel like it's something that I deal with every single day. Um, so I feel like it was really, really, really important to just get it out. And honestly, I don't know if it will, but I just kind of want to bring like awareness to it. I feel like it's always kind of laughed at. It's just always like, oh, you have daddy issues or daddy issues this, daddy issues that. But like, you guys don't know like the troubles that we go through every day because of this. But we're going to take this back. We're going to take this back to about like 1998.
Way back.
Way back. All right. So let's start with the root of it, right? I was about 2 years old when my parents separated. Obviously, like I didn't know, I don't remember that part of my life. Um, all I know is that I grew up just always thinking, why can't I keep anybody? Why does everybody go?
That's tough.
And it's really, really hard to live with. Like
Yeah.
waking up every day and like your goal being, you know, keeping someone from,
Abandoning you.
yeah. So that's tough.
Real tough.
Okay, and I thought for like the longest time ever that I was okay, but obviously I wasn't. It's funny because I see a lot, like when I see pictures or videos of like dads with their little girls and all these like reels and stuff of people saying like, oh, a little girl's first love is their dad.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Nope.
you know what? Like, maybe it is true, but for the ones that never had that, what do you do? So it's almost like you don't have an example of love.
Yeah.
You don't have an example. So what do? You go off and you try to find love in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have that first love at home.
Exactly.
And I kind of feel like growing up in like a Mexican like household, it's always like, ah, pues tienes madre, you know? It's always that like, oh, well, you have a mother, you know,
Yeah.
don't worry about if you, some Jenny Rivera type stuff. Like, oh, you had a good mother. So you know what? You're not even gonna, don't even bother that you didn't have a dad. Like, I just feel like I don't know. They don't get it. They don't get it. And I feel like a lot of the girls that watch me like are Latinas, they are Hispanic. So I do feel like this is like gonna hit home because you do have somebody, me, that completely understands you and feels it with you every single day.
Yo.
I think about a year or two ago, I might have like discovered, oh my gosh, I have like daddy issues, abandonment issues, trust issues. Again, like I said, a lot of people had like joked about it. Like, you know, you say something wrong and they're like, oh, like daddy
Daddy
issues,
issues.
red flags, whatever. But I think like about 2 years ago, I discovered it because I was feeling really like angry. I was feeling really angry and I didn't know what it was. And it was like around the time where I was alone. I was alone a lot of the time with John. You would be at work, the boys would be at school, and
When your brother lived here too, or no?
I think it was No, he might have left already. He might have left already, and that's probably why that like that was probably my frustration. So, um again, I've had a really like absent father like my entire life. It's almost like it's weird because I feel like if he would have just been completely absent, it would have almost been better. But the fact of like the coming and going
Yeah, you feel like there's
and
hope.
yeah, it sometimes like it gives me hope, and then sometimes we have a relationship for a certain amount of time, and then we don't, and we talk and we don't. So I just feel like we've built this like really unhealthy relationship. And a lot of you know, some of you don't. My half brother, which is my dad's son, he's not my mom's son, he's just my dad's son, was living with us, but that's a whole nother story. But when he left, it didn't end well. And when he was living here, I had a relationship again with my dad. Obviously,
Yo.
because he's like my dad's baby.
Yeah, it's
So when
convenient
they
for
would
him to get
talk,
along with you.
yeah, it was really convenient. And my dad too, when he would call him, then we would talk. And I think I was like on my dad's good side because he was probably like, oh, she has my baby right
Yeah,
there and
and
stuff.
then I also got him a job, so we were like the golden kids.
Yeah,
for
we
him.
were like the golden little nuggies at that time. So it was really convenient, right? So
Yeah.
I almost felt like something inside of me was really healing. I had almost had a relationship
I
with.
think they're FaceTiming you like every
Oh yeah,
night.
we were like FaceTiming every night. Like my childhood felt like so, how do you say it? Like I felt like I had healed so much.
Yeah, you're like, we're making all this progress.
We had made so much progress. And when things ended, things didn't end well with my brother. And the moment that my brother left the house, my dad blocked me.
Literally.
He blocked me. And you guys, it wasn't like, again, my brother's story is just a whole nother story time. We're not going to jump into that, but for whatever it was, right? Sometimes with my full siblings, when we've had like any sort of, not fight, but anytime we've had
Disagreement.
any disagreement, my mom still talks to all of us.
Yeah.
She still makes time for all of us, and obviously
She might not hold anybody accountable, but
yes,
she's gonna talk to everybody.
but she'll talk to all of us. And when he blocked me, I literally felt again like I trusted him again, and he did it again.
And he pulls the carpet out from under you.
Yeah, like I was like I was so comfortable, and he did it again, and it was almost like he took me right back to square one. And it hurt me so freaking much. Pause. And one time I think John was like, it was when he would still nap a lot. So I remember like literally like getting on my knees and like praying to God, like, take this like ugly feeling. Hold on. I knew it was going to be a topic that like really got to me.
It's okay.
Okay, where was I at? So I remember like telling God like, dude, this feels like so ugly. Like I didn't want to feel so angry. I felt angry. I wasn't even sad. I was angry.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why am I feeling like this? Like I don't want to be ungrateful. Like I have so much. Like I have an amazing spouse. I have my amazing kids. Like I still have my amazing mother that calls me every day. And why do I feel so angry about someone that doesn't even care to be in my life?
Mm-hmm.
And I cried and cried and cried about it. And I just kept talking to God about it. And as like, if you're not a believer, if like you're not Christian or anything, you won't understand. But ever since that day, it was almost like something told me like, just forgive him and move on.
You have
And
to.
now when somebody asks me like about him, I'm like, oh, he's there. He's there. I obviously right now, because it's the topic and I'm getting into it, and so I'm getting emotional, but I don't feel angry at him anymore.
That's good.
I almost feel bad for him. I almost feel bad for him, and I wish him well. Um, but that's pretty much like the dad that I've had my entire life. And again, I feel like so he was absent. He was abusive, not towards me, but to my mom.
Yeah.
He was an addict. Um, and again, your father is supposed to be your first love, the person you look up to the most, your hero.
Guide you.
So what do? You go and you look for these things in a man, like unconsciously, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously, I'm not like, ooh, I want to go and get this type of man, but that is exactly what I went and I got. Absent
Or
father.
you get kind of like a, you kind, what is it saying? Like you kind of, well, I forgot what the saying, but
Well,
you
yeah.
kind of date, like you kind of go after the traits that you see from your parents a little bit. It's like, for me, I wouldn't be with somebody who didn't know how to cook because my mom knew how to cook growing up.
Exactly.
So it's like you kind of go after the guy that kind of has similar traits like your dad, like macho man, druggy kind of, like
Yeah.
same kind of traits you find in a guy.
Yeah. So unconsciously, that's exactly what I went after. Like almost every single trait, and then to top it all off, older.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing I've seen everywhere. Like me in my little healing journey, that's the thing that I always see. Like that. That's like one like red flag. Like, hey, you're going towards like older men. You have daddy issues. I was looking for a love that I didn't have at home. And what happened, like, yeah, you know, I have my kids from that, and I don't like regret my kids, but I do like, you know, regret that relationship and stuff. It like I feel like for a very long time like it ruined me and it really brought out the worst in me. But that's what happens. So I just feel like if there's guys watching this and if you have a daughter, like you have to step up your game.
Yeah, you got to be there for her.
You have to be there like so much. Like you are literally going to be her first love. You're going to be her hero. You
Role
have
model,
to be there.
all that.
Even if you're not with the mother. Even if you're not
Yeah.
with the mother, like you have to show that to your daughter. Like lead. You have to be that example. If not,
Yeah. She's going to go look for it.
she's gonna go look for it in all the wrong places.
So what would you say your relationship is with your father right now as we speak?
So we don't talk. I believe I'm not blocked anymore because there was a time that
Oh yeah, he was
and
calling her.
he was
and
like, "Hey, your phone's ringing and it says dad," and I was like, "What?" I was so confused.
I ran to her. I was like, "Your dad's
Yeah.
calling. Your dad's calling."
Which I didn't answer. I didn't have I didn't have
Courage.
it in me to answer like and then also as much as excuse me, it sucks. He tends to look for us when he wants like money and stuff. There's no other time that he looks for us, and
Other than when it's
He-
like money.
he must have got the word. Hey, your
Your daughter blew up. She's making bread.
your daughter became a successful TikToker. You should go look for her. So I was magically unblocked. He called me, I believe, twice. Again, I don't
No voicemail. Just call.
no voicemail, no message, like no text message, nothing either. I don't feel angry anymore. I do still feel emotional. If I talk about it, I'm going to cry about it. I'm very emotional about it still. I love him. I love him. Even though I don't feel like I just feel like he doesn't love me back.
Yeah.
He I don't even know if he knows like my birthday and stuff because he's never called me on a birthday.
That's crazy.
He's never called me on a birthday and or like Mother's Day. He's never called me to congratulate me like when
Point is, he don't call.
he doesn't call. He doesn't call. It's It's
That's
bad.
crazy.
But I don't know how he feels towards me right now. I feel I'm just happy. I'm glad that I'm no longer angry because I feel like that was eating me up inside
Yeah.
and I didn't want that. If I was crying right now, it was just like the emotion. I care about him and I wish him, the best. I do know that he's sick and stuff. But yeah, there's not really like a relationship right now. But
All right. So, what would your advice be to people that have similar situations like you that haven't healed their trauma, or they're still like in the cycle of like, why doesn't he love me?
okay. If you're a believer, if you're Christian, I would go to God first. I would go to him because I feel like he's the one that took my anger away. At the end of the day, like he's our father, right? Like no, not even your earthly father is going to love you as much as he does. And literally, like ever since that day that I tell you guys that I literally like what got on my knees and I like begged him. Since that day, I almost feel like I just have him like wrapped around me. And it's really comforting and stuff. If you are not a believer, I would go to therapy and get to the bottom of it because it's just such an ugly and unhealthy feeling. And also know that it's not your fault. I grew up always
Yup.
thinking, why? I always grew up thinking I was the problem. I was the problem. And I think that's why and I'm crying again just because I'm like, I don't know, I'm just emotional. I think this is why I grew up a people pleaser. And Ernesto, ooh, I'm not going to say he hates it, but he gets really annoyed that I'm a people pleaser. Like, he's like, why are you always trying to like accommodate to everyone, to everything? Like, you don't
Yeah.
have to make everybody happy. It's okay. I could be like on my deathbed or something. And
Like, no,
if
no.
his parents come over, I just feel the urge to like get up and
Start
coffee
cooking
and this
or-
and start cooking something for his mom. And if we cooked something that his mom doesn't eat, I'm like defrosting some chicken. And he's like, slow down. Like
They can
you
just sit on the couch for a little bit.
I'm a people pleaser, and it comes with the fact that I am so scared of the abandonment. I'm scared of disappointing someone and them
They're gonna
living
wanna
out of
leave.
my life. So my natural instinct is to keep everyone around me happy so they won't leave.
Even
And
if it's at the detriment of your own self.
and you can't do that. It's not realistic. It's not realistic. It's you can't, people aren't people aren't objects. You can't own people. And I
Yeah,
feel like
if they come back to you, they come back to you. If not,
you can't make
God
somebody
bless them.
stay. Like, just know that if somebody walked with you, that was a blessing. And however far they made it, thank them for that
sometimes they gotta get off the bus stop right there.
and let them go because it's not healthy for you to always be like, oh my God, like I don't want him to go. I don't want him to go. Let that go.
Like,
know.
I'm out hunting, chill. I'm gonna go back home. That's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm eating Taco Bell on my way to the house. I'll be there in
Exactly.
25 minutes. Who's your daddy now? Nah, just kidding. All right, this is my final question. If you had a daughter, do you think that would completely heal your like inner girl, inner child? Like to see her have like the dad you never had and the family you never had like that. Like see her grow up and love her dad and the dad being the first love.
I don't think that would like completely finish healing me. I do want a daughter and I really do want to see like the love between you guys and the love like between her and her siblings and stuff. And obviously I would do everything in my power to for her to have a different childhood than mine.
Yeah.
And I know that it would be completely different because you're an amazing dad and I know it would just be so so different. I would be happy. I don't think it would heal me. I do think it would make me extremely happy to just raise a little me and just have a little a little Jasmine running around, but a healed, a heard, a supported little Jasmine. But I think God is like the only one that is, slowly with time, like he's working on me. And I have faith that one day, like, I will be completely healed. Um, Again, like I said, I had never felt like this towards my dad. It had always been sadness and
Yeah.
anger. And now I still feel emotional when I talk about it. But I don't feel that for him anymore. All I want for him is love and peace and health. So I do know that God is still working on me. So again, I'm gonna let you guys know again, if you're a believer, if you're Christian, um, talk to God. I know we all have really busy days and stuff, but take a moment. Don't wait until you hit rock bottom or something. Take a moment of your day, talk to God, cry to him, tell him what you need. Like he wants that. He
Yep.
wants that. He wants to know. Like he already knows what our heart desires, but he wants us to tell him again. And I think what I did that day was so powerful. And it was out loud. It wasn't in my
Yeah.
head. Like John was napping and I talked to him out loud and I was like, I know that you are here and that you can hear me and I don't want to feel like this anymore. And again, like I don't know if this happened in my dream or in in my thoughts or something, but it's it's almost like I always feel like he is with me now. Like I think of Father, anything, it's him. And he's the only one that can fill a void, not your earthly father, not, your husband that comes in. Yes, they play a big role, but at the end of the day, it's God. So go to him. And I mean, if you're not a believer, go to therapy. But you need to heal that because it'll literally eat you up inside.
Yep. Yeah, guys. So you can turn to God, put all your burdens and weight on him, and he'll carry that for you. And you know, we all gotta kind of heal our traumas to, do better for our kids because we don't want to keep passing generational
Yeah.
curses or trauma to our kids. So, put your trust in the Lord and seek refuge in Him, and He shall deliver you. So,
Yes.
with that one, guys, we all kind of go through stuff in life, but it's not about where you start; it's about where you finish. So,
Yeah.
we're just gonna keep pushing, and like you said, God's working on you, and you're like a work in progress. And if you can humble yourself, then you'll be fine.
Yeah. And thank you guys so so much for watching and as cringe as it may be to see me cry, just know that I'm showing you guys just a very vulnerable side of me that I don't really like to show. So please take it easy on me and let me know and let us know in the comments what else you guys want to know. Topics, even
whatever.
if maybe like we don't have specifically, how do I say it? If that topic isn't specifically
If
like
we haven't lived it
for us, if
firsthand
we
or
haven't
what.
lived it firsthand, we will definitely take the time to do our research and talk about it and help you guys through the
Yup.
process, okay? Because we just owe it to you guys, so we want to make you guys feel super comfortable and heard and
Yup.
seen. So leave your comment down below. What are some more topics you guys want to know? And I'm so so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much, and we will see you on next week's episode.
Later.
Bye, guys.
Later.